Bailey Brothers Music Company has been in business for 35 years and has become the South's premier destination for premier musical gear. We have an outstanding selection of gear from all of your favorite brands, including Gibson, Martin, Taylor, PRS, Mesa Boogie, Dr. Z, Sir, Tom Anderson, Roland, Peavey, Presonus, Nord, Yamaha, DW, Tama, Mapex, and more. We offer service before, during, and after the sale. We have a full staff of experts, including sales, service, and repair techs, warehouse and shipping specialists, online and in-store customer service representatives who are standing by to help you and willing to share their expertise to ensure that you find the perfect piece of gear to fit your needs. We offer 90-day in-house layaways as well as interest-free financing. Visit us online at baileybrothers.com to browse our inventory. We commonly have old inventory with clearance pricing that is way too low to print. If you see something you like, feel free to call or email us with any questions you may have. We'll get you the best deal possible on whatever you're looking for. Thanks for checking us out and enjoy the live broadcast. All right, we're live? Awesome. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in with us this evening. Welcome back to Bailey Brothers Live. My name's Ben. I am the store manager here, and this evening we have another great act and/or band for you guys. Tonight we have Sylvia Rose Novak and her crew. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate y'all being here, and from what I understand, you have a new record that you guys have recently finished. Is that right?
Yes, we put it out on May 8th, so it was like 2 years ago. No, it's a week ago.
So is this your first time performing anything since the new album?
Aside from a couple of dinky acoustic at-home live streams, this is our first time performing as a band since we released it.
So it's kind of a debut. That's awesome.
It's super exciting.
What was the process of making the record like? How long did it take you guys to finish it? How long were you working on it?
Bad Luck's really interesting because it started out initially as an album called Luckiest Alive, and we recorded it in my basement, and we got the masters back, and I called my mastering engineer and was like, these are really awful. And he was like, it's the best I could do with what you gave me, which was a basement tape. So I scrapped it, and we re-recorded the record, and I rewrote a lot of songs, and we did it at Boutwell with Brad Lyons later in the year, and just worked on it over the course of a few months and renamed it Bad Luck because, at the time it kind of felt like bad luck that we had to start all over, but I'm glad we did. It turned out much better.
Very cool. So can you tell us, who you've brought with us and introduce your band to us?
This is Blake Bolton. And this is Kellen Riley. I had to bring him. We're married.
I found him first.
I know you did, and you didn't keep him.
I know.
Kidding.
What was I thinking, right? Electrical store, light bulb store? I'd broken something at the Southside store, and there was this hip redheaded boy that helped me find whatever it was I was needing, and we've been buddies ever since. Yeah, there you go. Well, guys, sound check sounded awesome. You guys are all in for a treat, and we're so happy to have the band here. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over and get to some music because we know that's what you're here for. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody watching at home, Sylvia Rose Novak.
The air was still silent, the sky was black and blue.
Somewhere east of Fresno, the sun began to rise, casting shadows on our faces, dancing diamonds in our eyes. The birds called out a warning, the pedal hit the floor, just us against 100 men or more. Dallas, do you love me? Woods. Dallas, if you love me, we'll go away. The papers get it twisted, the news reports are wrong. I was perfectly complicit, I knew it all along. It was brilliant, it was flawless, it didn't go as planned. You never let the gun out of your hand. Dallas, do you love me? Dallas, if you love me, look away. You're coming in about as clear as a midnight show on an all-night station out of Mexico. Too much static in my attic and the signal's low, but I'm waiting here with nowhere to go. Little sister, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I've taken far too much to try and fake it. The desert's quiet and cold. Every ounce I hold is gonna break it. Well, I can hear you clear enough to grab a couple words. Something about blooming all the red-winged birds. I see the shadows dance in the loading glow as I point them toward the border of Mexico. Little sister, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I've taken far too much to try and fake it. The desert's quiet and cold, and every ounce I hold is gonna break it. you. Song's about running drugs, and that's about it. It's a good Christian song about what it was like to run drugs across the Mexican border before the advent of burner phones. Deep thoughts. It's all right. This next song's happier. It's about trying to run away from yourself.
Last I saw you, you were headed south of Boulder, throwing glances over your left shoulder. Wild-eyed and windburn racing like to Santa Fe in a 1967 Chevrolet. In my memory it seems I always find you running with a trail of dust behind you, hard and fast from places you have come to fear the most, from a whisper, from a shadow, from a ghost. And you can race the trains from here to Arizona, you can run the rivers to the coast, you can try to find some peace out in Sedona, from the places you have come to fear the most, from the places you have come to fear the most. You were standing in the snowfall in November, when I remember that you asked me to remember you as you were headed south of Boulder, throwing glances at me over your left shoulder. And you can race the trains from here to Arizona, you can run the rivers to the coast, you can try to find some peace out in Sedona, from the places you have come to fear the most, from the places you have come to fear the most. You can race the trains from here to Arizona, you can run the rivers to the coast, you can try to find some peace out in Sedona, from the places you have come to fear the most, from the places you have come to fear the most. Last I saw you, you were headed south of Boulder, throwing glances at me over your left shoulder.
This is a new thing for me, switching basses. Normally it's just, like bass players have a bass and they play that bass the whole show. But I started writing songs half step down. If you're a musician, that means something to you. If you're not, it's fine. It's just, I'm going to change my bass now.
Where's my tech? Change basses. Change
bases. Sorry. We're mostly doing stuff from the album. This next song we're going to do is Not on the record. I wrote it the day after the album came out, because I generally can't write while I have an album kind of in the hopper, like while I'm waiting for it to come out. And then it releases, and all of the songs that have been trying to roll around in my brain are like, oh, thank God, and they just come out of me. But one of the biggest things we've been facing that's really interesting is people are like, we don't know what to do with you. Is this rock? Is it country? What is it? And I'm like, it's whatever you want it to be. So I wrote a really, really loud rock song. It's called Run. You guys get to hear it like 4 times already. Not you guys listening at home. You've never heard this. And if you think you have, then I probably ripped somebody off, and it was probably Dave Grohl.
Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
It's as simple as the sacrifice you made. It's such a pretty picture plastered on a screen. The young and jaded, statuesque and lean. We love it or we hate it, and there's nothing in between. Just a pretty picture plastered on a screen. So we run away, closer to the end of the road than the end of the day. Insolent and indignant with nothing left to say. So we run away. Call it what you want, what you need. Driven by obscurity or greed. Gone to see or gone for good, it's gonna make you bleed. Call it what you want, what you need. We run away, closer to the end of the road, end of the day. Insolent and indignant with nothing left to say. So we run away. Call it what you want it to be. Bring it back or bring it to me. It's now or never if you're ever gonna change. It's over under ever after. Sing for gold or sing for laughter. Soon enough they're gonna think you're strange. So we run away, closer to the end of the road than the end of the day. Insolent and indignant with nothing left to say. So we run away, closer to the end of the road than the end of the day. Insolent and indignant with nothing left to say. So we run away. Thanks, that's me getting my yayas out. I'm gonna change my paces again. Because why not? That's the only song I've got written like that right now. I know. That's Bailey Brothers let us play like when we got asked to do this, it was like you can play anything you want. It was like, oh, that was the wrong thing to say to this particular crowd of people. And then I changed to one of your basses, yep. I'm ready. Are you ready? Is everybody at home ready? This is a beautiful thing about like sitting at home watching this. You can turn your computer volume down. It's like, oh.
They're stuck.
Days I can't remember, years I don't recall. The calm before the maelstrom, their eyes before the fall. Shattered glass and sirens, black and indigo. flash of sun and flowers and a week of winter and snow. Can you tell me if I'll ever get that high? If I tell you that I never could get dry? Can you tell me this gets better, could you lie? If I tell you that I never could get dry? I hear the hollow whispers and the talk all over town, but if there's cowardice and compromise, I'll lay my armor down. There's a reason that I'm here, could someone tell me why I came? Trading nickels in for numbers, trading numbers in for names. Can you tell me if I'll ever get that high? If I tell you that I never could get dry? Can you tell me this gets better, could you lie? If I tell you that I never could get dry? Waking up and shaking off since I was 21, but you traded out the bottle for a Bible and a gun. There's a line that I still cling to, though I can't recall the verse. Is a dream a lie if it's deferred, or is it something worse? Can you tell me if I'll ever get that high? Can you tell me? Can you tell me this gets better, could you lie? If I tell you that I never could get dry? Leave it to me to mess up my own words in a song about drinking when I'm stone cold sober. Oh no, yeah. No, I do it at least once per set, and a long time ago, I'd be like, no, start the song over. Now I just laugh. You want to hear it perfect, buy the record. Literally everywhere. If you do it on Bandcamp, I get all the money. And also the fun part about Bandcamp is like there's this thing where you can type out a description of the song, and I did like one sentence to describe each of my songs. So if you go look at my album on Bandcamp, it's like a song about a contract killer, a song about the time I drank too many White Claws and left my bra at the Atomic, a song about... So it's like you can pay me directly, and iTunes doesn't get a cut or whatever. And also you get to read all the fun little stories, like very vague stories about why I wrote my songs. I think this next song, I just typed a song about a conversation I had with a homeless woman in Nashville. It's cold and it's lonely, you're hollow and stale, but it beats 25 years in Arendelle. You'd tell him you're sorry if he'd take your mail any more. They call it fate, they call it fate, but it's not. It's just bad luck's the only luck you've got. Who could fault you for believing when you fight so hard? Or why should only the lonely be battered and scarred? But you carry that cross, you don't let down your guard anymore. They call it fate, they call it fate, but it's not. It's just bad luck the only love you've got. It's easy to steal when you run out of cards. It's easy to deal. You're back by your badge, but it doesn't seem real anymore. They call it fate, they call it fate, but it's not. It's just bad luck, the only love you've got. They come and they go, they burn out too quickly. You're dying nice and slow, but you don't seem to rage, you don't seem to glow anymore. They call it fate, they call it fate, but it's not. It's just bad luck, it's the only love you've got. You like that one? Thank you. It's because it's a disco, isn't it? That's why you like it. Thank you. I used to, so this is the first record I've ever put out where I don't have a song that changes time signatures. That's a fun trivia fact about me. I used to hire, before we locked Blake in for like ever and ever, I used to hire drummers and I'd be like, learn these songs. And they'd be like, why is there an arbitrary measure of 5/4 every 6? Yeah, I was just like, just count. You're fine. You're a drummer. You can count. And it turns out a lot of drummers can't actually count. So I learned that. But yeah, again, if you're not a musician, like, I'm sorry, we'll just keep playing you songs. Yay. But also come to Bailey Brothers and buy a guitar, and then you too can learn the magic of time signature changes. But don't buy the bass I was just playing because I really like it and want it. Well, my name is Lee, just like my pa. I was born on a Saturday in Arkansas, when the sky was black and the trees stood still and nothing breathed but the whippoorwill. Well, the roads stay dirt or mud around here. It depends on the weather and the time of year. But I'll run them all until the river's thaw, every last road in Arkansas. And if the devil dreams in color, then why is the world so gray? And if the heaven's up above, why do we all look down to pray? You can work for the county or for yourself to keep cash in the can on the pantry shelf. You can break your back or break the law here in the belly of Arkansas. You can curse your youth and waste your life. Have a couple babies, be a real good old wife. Or you can fire 2 rounds before they draw. Either way you'll die in Arkansas. Either way you'll die in Arkansas.
So that song is interesting. Actually, humble brag, it premiered in Billboard. Yeah, I will never shut up about that, by the way, ever. Well, and yeah, that was the thing, is I got to do an interview too. I got a phoner with this one, and I was like, I've hit the big time. And my interviewer was like, so tell me about your bass playing. I'm a bass player too. And I'm like, well, funny you should ask, because that's the only song on the entire record that there is no bass. But yeah, so here are my bass influences. You will hear none of them on this song because there's no bass on it. There is bass on this next song. It's less sad. And it actually follows, that song's called Arkansas, and this song follows Arkansas on the record. Because I was like, we have to do something like, we gotta like fist pump. So. Girls, rock your boys. Oh, wait, that's the wrong hand signal. There we go. That's like hang loose. Like, girls, rock your boys, man. This is great. I act like this on stage in front of like hundreds of people as well. So that's the fun part about this. It's like 2 people, 200 people, doesn't matter. This is what you get. Right?
We'll raise our glasses to misspent youth. Try to tell the lies from the truth. Only look long enough to see if the dam will hold. Spend the next 3 years on the run, on some armor and ride into the sun. Buy flowers for the fortunate and pray that we don't get old. It's a dizzy dance, this second chance, but you say you're just a victim of circumstance. Caught between could have been and could be, paralyzed by should have been and should be. One hand on the throttle and 1 foot in the grave. Just another soul to save. We shiver and curse the heat, throw roses at one another's feet. Only look long enough to see if the stone has rolled. Sing dirges we don't understand, when the crosses to beat the band. Buy flowers for the fortunate and buy the lies we are sold. It's a dizzy dance, this second chance, but you say you're just a victim of circumstance. Caught between could have been and could be, paralyzed by should have been and should be. One hand on the throttle and 1 foot in the grave. Just another soul to save. Chance, but you say you're just a victim of circumstance. Caught between could have been and could be, paralyzed by should have been and should be. One hand on the throttle and 1 foot in the grave. Just another soul to save.
That's you, buddy. They're clapping for you. Take a bow, Kellen. Take it.
I have to have that now.
Take.
So that's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Oh, we'll put on this really cool live stream. Play this really expensive
Now I know
guitar.
why you guys have sold more inventory lately. That's fine.
I love this. It's like Waldorf and Statler. Like,
This is on the other side of the
oh yeah, you should tape you guys from behind's like Mystery Science Theater 3000. So, you know. No, I love it. I think it should be a thing. This is the only cover song we're gonna do because nobody got to see that. We did. You don't know what we just saw. It was amazing. I won't replicate it for you. You're gonna have to keep tuning in to see if they actually put cameras behind themselves. Anyway, this is a cover song. We don't normally do a lot of covers, but I really like the song. And every time we do it at the Jinx, the bartenders lose their mind, the Jinx in Savannah. So we did it one time just for fun because I like it. And I watched a 7-foot-tall man covered in tattoos with a buck knife on his belt like come out from behind the bar going. I was like, all right, okay, got it. It's a Drive-By Truckers song. It's Decoration Day, and I remind to roll a stone on his grave. What would he say? He'd say, keeping me down, boy, won't keep me away. It's Decoration Day, and I know the hill boys that put him away, but my daddy wasn't afraid. He said, we'll fight till the last Lawson's last living day. And I never knew how it all got started. A problem with Holland before we were born. And I don't know the name of that boy we tied down and we beat till he just couldn't walk anymore. But I know the caliber in Daddy's chest, and I know what Holland Hill drives. Well, the state let him go, but I guess it was best, 'cause don't nobody need all his Lawsons alive. Daddy said one of the boys had come back, the lumberman's favorite son. He said, beat him real good, but don't you dare let him die. And if you see Holland Hill run, well, I said they ain't give us troubles before, but we ain't brought down on ourselves. But a chain on my back, my ear to the floor, and I'll send all the hill boys to hell. I'll send all the hill boys to hell. Decoration Day, and I've got a family in Mobile Bay, and they've never seen my daddy's grave. But that don't bother me, it ain't marked anyway, 'cause I've got dead brothers in Lauderdale South, and I've got dead brothers in East Tennessee. My daddy got shot right in front of his house. He had no one to fall on but me. He had no one to fall on but me. It's Decoration Day, and I've a mind to go spit on his grave. If I were a hill, I'd have put him away, and I'd fight till the last Lawson's last living day. I'd fight till the last Lawson's last living day. I'd fight till the last Lawson's
living day. Thanks. I wish I'd written it. Like, really, I do. That's one of the few, well, that's not true. There are a lot of songs I wish I'd written, but if somebody was like top 3, that would be in the top 3. There are so many. There are a lot of, you know, that's like, I guess where inspiration comes from. It's like, who are your influences? Everybody. Like, I'm looking at that picture of Iggy Pop on the wall right now, wondering if I can do that backbend. Believe in yourself. I've been looking at that the whole time, like, can I pull that off? There's nobody here. I'm probably without the bass. I feel like the bass would just add an unnecessary element. It's like, well, I mean, just the drums.
Just the drum part, though.
This is kind of like the opposite of Freebird, because this is a song about I used to be the opposite of Freebird, and it's a caged pigeon. I used to be a bartender. Caged pigeon, or caged the elephant. I used to be a bartender at a dive bar down in Auburn, and I always bartended happy hour, which is amazing. Weekday happy hour is where you get to know the best people and hear the best stories. So I wrote a song about the regulars down there who were the type of people who would yell Freebird at the Touch Tunes jukebox and be like, that's not how that works. You have to go put $1 in it. It's fine. Go and Frank, you're drunk. Ready? There's a couple of ways that you can get down to the place where lonesome heroes drown in Marlboro Reds and Johnny Walker Black. Take a left on 8th or right on Dean or any cross street in between. Just make sure that you can make it back. But don't talk too fast or bring up the past. There's a couple of men who still believe that they had every right to leave the women that they'd loved and lives they'd made. They chew on the skull and spit out lies, concocting easy alibis. They play their hand until the pot is paid. They don't talk too fast or bring up the past. So go on and cross your heart and hope to die, and pray to God the rivers don't run dry. Brandy don't build bridges, but it sure can help them burn. But still you don't learn. There's a couple of ways that you can get down to the oldest living bar in town, where a bunch of lonesome heroes wait to die. You can drink your debts and drown your fears. You can kill your dreams and waste your years. You can disappear without so much as a sigh. But don't talk too fast or bring up the past.
That, like that. That's exactly how that's supposed to end.
play Shadow because I haven't played the active bass yet.
Okay.
I just want to, there's not. But in between changes, I'm going to try to do a back bend. I mean, like, there are no rules anymore, you guys. This is a live stream. You're in your home. Hopefully, you're not watching this while you drive.
It's like watching TV.
Yeah.
Funny thing, we did that for a music video. Yeah, that's true. Blake?
All right, you ready? Here we go. I'm going to back bend. Let's see what I got.
I believe in you.
Put my feet firmly on solid rock. Yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be something. It's not going to be great. How far back did Iggy Pop go? Am I close?
You're getting there. That's probably That's close, yeah.
That's all I got. That's it. That's my spinal flexibility.
Rip the knob off. Everything? No, I forgot to turn this side up. There we go.
Stupid human tricks. Stupid human tricks. Well, one day I'll do a headstand on stage. Really make people lose their mind. I'm a yoga teacher. It's really not that impressive, guys.
That is true.
This is a song called Shadow. It's like very vague. Shadow. Woo. I like this.
Everything all the way up?
Yeah.
Okay.
More. I don't. There's so many knobs, you guys. Ready?
I tried every day to make a broken record play, dust and vinyl cracking as it died. I tried hard in vain to be something you could explain. I stared right at the truth and it lied. A faded picture by your door, a film of dust across your floor, but I'm not gonna be that anymore. I'm just a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. Just a fraction of the fiction that you wrote my life into. If in the attic of your mind you find a photograph or two there of a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. I'd drive a million hours between the trash and wildflowers to feel the fire of being half alive. Don't sleep well, evening fades between the concrete barricades. A cloud of smoke, and the joke is you survive. A faded dream, a grateful host, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. The moments that I'm missing this the most. I'm just a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. Just a fraction of the fiction that you wrote my life into. If in the attic of your mind you find a photograph or two there of a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. You thought you knew the songs I didn't sing and words I wouldn't say. It isn't like you listen anyway. I believe the world's on fire, so I built a funeral pyre. What a poignant way to retire. I'm just a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. Just a fraction of the fiction that you hold my life into. If in the attic of your mind you find a photograph or two thereof, a shadow of a ghost of a person that you thought you knew. You thought you knew. Don't worry, I'm not going to backbend again. One backbend per hour. I got up that time. This time I might get stuck. You just have to put the...
We tripped off the fog machine.
Oh no! Somebody pay.
What you looking at? What you need?
You want me to flip the breakers?
We only got one more anyway. And actually,
It's good.
this is perfect because this song's called Bad Luck. It's the title track. And this song is actually cursed. Blake is not superstitious, and I was like, this song is bad luck. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And we can't start a set with it ever because the last time we tried, half a stage collapsed, 2 amps blew, and it started raining. And it was a clear day. That's the power of bad luck, baby. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Like if anybody's still watching, if you're not, I guess that's your loss. That's awesome. You can't tell. It's like, who's there? That's the one weird part about all of this. It's I like this though because live streaming into a phone, it's like you can see yourself, and it's so daunting. It's fine. Yeah, I've loved this. This is great. I don't have to look at myself. I don't have to play an acoustic guitar, and I get to do stupid human tricks. That's great. So seriously, thank you guys. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for putting this on here at Bailey Brothers and letting us play all your cool gear. You'll have to pry that Gibson out of my husband's cold, dead hands.
baby, you're talking in your sleep. Shoes and ships and sealing wax and wolves among the sheep. You're running from the future, you're hiding from the past. At least we know these nightmares don't last. Nothing's bad luck, is it? No. Nothing's bad luck, is it? No. Nothing's bad luck, is it? Anymore.